It's time for another video where we take a look at the best PlayStation 4 game deals that are available right now. And in this one, we're going to be looking at PS4 physical game deals as well as PSN PlayStation Store network deals. A lot of great deals available right now, some on some of the most recent game releases, awesome titles all around, and with a lot of them cheaper than ever. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start off with a heavy hitter. Over on Newegg, you can finally get Red Dead Redemption 2 a little bit cheaper, 25% off from its initial $59.99 price point. It is down to $45. Now, yes, this game is a couple months old, so you might want it a little bit cheaper. However, but as a Rockstar game, if you've been following them for a while, you know that their games maintain their price point for quite a while, and rightfully so. They are very high quality games, so whenever you can see them a little bit cheaper, you gotta jump all over it. And over on Newegg, Red Dead Redemption 2 for $45, it is absolutely worth that price. It's one of the best single-player open-world games that you are ever gonna play. Arguably the best game of this generation. I don't want to get into that debate right now, but it is a tremendous game, and $45 for it is definitely worth it. Newegg has also got another very recent release on sale. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown is 25% off, down to $45. Now, this game just came out a couple of weeks ago, so to see it a little bit cheaper is awesome. Ace Combat 7 itself is a great game, an action flight combat title, and it's got a little bit of PlayStation VR support as well, so if you want to take advantage of that, and if you have the headset, that makes the game even better. The fundamentals are on point, and if you've never played an Ace Combat game, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown is a great place to get started. This is a really big budget title, I have to say. Very cinematic, very easy on the eyes, and yes, that initial $60 price point may have been a little bit steep, but now $45 a little bit more palatable. However, as a Bandai Namco title, usually their games get cheap pretty quickly, so I imagine by summertime it might be down to $30, but if you've been eyeing this game, getting it for $45 is definitely a good buy. Moving on from that, we have Valkyria Chronicles 4, the launch edition, available on Amazon for just $21 and change. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is a great JRPG. I've talked a lot about this game. It really builds upon the fundamentals that the first game set off. VC2 and 3, you might be wondering about those games. Those games were released on the PSP. We never even got VC3 here in the States. But Valkyria Chronicles 4's story runs parallel to Valkyria Chronicles 1, so even if you've never played VC1, you can jump right into this one, and you will get a great strategy RPG here. The story is great, one of the standout points of Valkyria Chronicles, and now for $21 and change, of course, this one is an easy recommendation. Moving on from that, we have some great deals available at Best Buy as well. Yakuza Kiwami 2 Steelbook Edition is $20 off for $29.99. Now, if you don't know, Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a remake of Yakuza 2, very similar to what they did with Yakuza Kiwami. However, the difference with this release, instead of being priced at $29.99 from the get-go like the first Kiwami, it was priced at $49.99. However, Yakuza 2 itself is such a great game, and now that it's available for a little bit cheaper, I can give this an easy recommendation, and you do get a nice steelbook with it as well. I would recommend you to play the Yakuza games in order because they are available cheaper as you go up. Yakuza 0 is available relatively cheap. Yakuza Kiwami is cheap. Then check out Yakuza Kiwami 2, and then we also have Yakuza 6 The Song of Life, which is on sale at Best Buy. How about that transition? It's $20 off, down to $19.99, and this is for the Essence of Art Edition, so you get the game and you get a pretty cool hardcover art book. Yakuza 6 is a great game. This is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of the Yakuza franchise. A lot of content here, a lot of time to invest, and for $20, this is a great deal. Typically, the Yakuza games do retain in value, and this is a somewhat recent release. It came out back in April of 2018. So to see it down to $20, definitely a good buy here. I wouldn't jump into the Yakuza franchise with Yakuza 6. Again, play the other games that are already out, but hey, $20 for Yak 6 is a great buy, and it's even cheaper than Kiwami 2, and I would say that Yakuza 6 is the better game. So there you have it. I have to give that a strong recommendation as well, and you play through all of those, and you can get excited for Project Judgment, which is the Yakuza team's next project. That game looks tremendous as well. Next up, Best Buy has also got Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, the physical copy. It's $10 off for $20, and this is probably the last game that we're going to see on a PlayStation platform from Ninja Theory for quite a while, as they have just been acquired by Microsoft, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But hey, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a great way to go out because this is a tremendous game. A lot of people saw it as a spiritual successor to the PS3 exclusive and Heavenly Sword, and I can see where that was coming from. Initially, the gameplay we saw of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice looked a little bit iffy. I was not sure what to expect, but man, oh man, did they refine this game and get it right by the time it was released. It turned out to be a great game. Yes, a little bit on the shorter side, but it's also on the cheaper side. If you just want a really atmospheric, quality, shorter experience, we're still talking talking, you know, 5 to 7 hours. It's a high quality game that I would recommend. The visuals are stunning as well, and the story and atmosphere is just so gripping. One of those games that I would classify as a must play. Rounding out the physical deals, we do have deals on a pair of JRPGs over at GameStop. Final Fantasy 15, the Royal Edition, is down to $20. For a long time I was saying that, hey, Final Fantasy 15 is getting more DLC, so wait for that Ultimate Edition. Unfortunately, the majority of that planned DLC was canceled, so the Royal Edition is the way to go. This includes the base Final Fantasy 15 game, all the extra episodes that really should have been in the game from the get-go. But hey, at least you get it with the Royal Edition. Of course, you also have the Comrades expansion. That's the multiplayer component. Final Fantasy 15, a little bit controversial of a game, but for what you get out of it, if you just go open-minded and you don't expect killer storytelling, because I have to say that's one element of FF15 that really was a little bit disappointing. But overall, there is enjoyment to be had, and now down to $20 with all the content that you're getting, it is a very good buy. Now, the better JRPG this generation, of course, has to be Persona 5, and GameStop has that for $19.99 as well. If you haven't played either of those games, even on the surface, while FF15 might look a little bit more appealing to a Western gamer, Persona 5 is without a doubt the better game. Excellent storytelling here, great visuals. Thematically and presentation-wise, this is one of the best games that you're going to come across, not only JRPG-wise, but the presentation is just so strong in this game. A great cast of characters that's super diverse, and even though this is an experience that spans well over 100 hours, they always keep it fresh, they always keep it engaging, and that's one of the harder things to accomplish in a lengthier game like this. And now down to $20, not only are you getting immense quality, you're getting immense quantity as well in terms of playtime. It's a no-brainer, although it does seem like we're gonna get an upgraded version at some point with Persona 5, or that is the only reason that I would say stay away from Persona 5. If you're eager to play it, $20 for it is of course a great buy. Okay, so those were all of the physical deals. Now let's move on to the digital deals, because there are a pair of great sales running, namely the Ubisoft Publisher Sale as well as a Flash Sale. Let's first take a look at some of the deals available as a part of the Ubisoft Flash Sale. Far Cry 5 is 75% off, down to $15. They've also got a bunch of the other Far Cry games on sale. Notably, I noticed a bundle with Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal, which is, I believe, $18. That's a great buy. However, if you've been eyeing Far Cry 5 for a while, now that it's down to $15, this is a great buy. I should also note that if you do want the game physically, GameStop has a physical copy available for the same price, so you can go that route as well. But for you digital guys, FC5 for $15 is a great deal. Yes, it follows a lot of what FC3 and FC4 did, but is that really that bad of a thing? No, and Far Cry 5, for all the content that you're getting at this price point, that's definitely a great buy. And of course, we are coming up on the release of Far Cry 5 New Dawn, so now's not a bad time to check out the base game. Of course, as a Ubisoft Publisher Sale, we have to mention a couple of the Assassin's Creed games. Assassin's Creed the Ezio Collection might be the highlight of all of these deals that I mentioned, because it is down to just $9.99. That's a tremendous deal. Of course, this includes the entire Ezio trilogy, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. Assassin's Creed 2 is considered by many to be the best game in the entire franchise. I don't necessarily agree with that, and we'll go over what game I think is the best in a little bit, but it's a fantastic game. Brotherhood is great, and Revelations, I thought Ezio overstayed his welcome a little bit with that one, but Altair played a little bit of a part in Revelations as well, and it's still a good game for what it is. Of course, you get 3 platinum trophies here, enhanced graphics for the PlayStation 4. If you've never played the Ezio trilogy, because at this point it is a little bit older, and if you are a younger gamer, hey, you might have completely missed the Ezio games, or you just want to revisit it, the Ezio Collection is a great way to do so, and $10 for all 3 games, that is a steal. Now, what Assassin's Creed game do I think is the best? Well, that has to be Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. If you know me, I always talk very highly of the game, and now you can get it 70% off for $8.99. AC4 was just a great game, and if you compare it side by side to Assassin's Creed 2, I feel like it's pretty hard to say that Assassin's Creed 2 is the better game, but hey, let's not get into that debate right now. But I also do want to add that everybody harkens back to Ezio as an awesome character in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Well, I have to say that Edward Kenway is an awesome character as well. He's so likable, so charming. The only issue is he only played a part into Assassin's Creed 4, but the open world was gorgeous. And even though this was a launch game on the PS4 and it released on the PS3, it still holds up very well. And if you missed out on AC4, I'm telling you, go back and play it. And for just $9, of course, that's a great buy. Next up, and lastly, as a part of the Ubisoft sale, we've got Tom Clancy's The Division for $9.99. That's 80% off. The Division was a game that was highly anticipated going into its release back in 2016. I think a lot of people would say it was a little bit of a disappointment. However, much like a lot of Ubisoft games this generation, they stayed committed to it, they continued to update it, and it became a pretty compelling game after all of the updates. Of course, we are coming up on the release of The Division 2, but that game is going to be a full $60. If you're not completely sold on The Division, maybe you played it back on release, maybe you bought it physically and traded it in, well, now go back and check it out for $9.99. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Alright, and the final 3 deals are coming from the PlayStation Store's flash sale that they are running right now. Monster Hunter World is 50% off for $24.99. This game was considered by many to be the game of the year for 2018. I think a lot of gamers went with God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, but I think number 3 would be MH World. And it is a tremendous game. Capcom did such a wonderful job with this game. Not only the base release, it sold very well just on the basis of that game, but even after that, they continued to update the game with free updates. And yes, 2019 will bring with it the first paid expansion to MH World, but they've done more than enough to satisfy gamers with the base experience. And I'm so happy that Monster Hunter World has now translated into the mainstream gaming world. That's very rare to see, where you see a niche franchise really explode and become a mainstream franchise, but that's what happened with Monster Hunter World, and it absolutely deserved that because it's a high quality game, and $25 for it, you are getting so much gameplay for your dollar that I cannot recommend it enough. Next up, we have Moonlighter, which is 40% off for $12. I would say that this is one of the more underrated games of 2018, a game that I was looking forward to going in, and maybe it didn't live up to my personal expectations, just because I was very high on this game's presentation style, and it definitely nails that. Some of the gameplay elements aren't perfect, but it has a really cool premise in that it mixes item shopkeeping and a traditional action RPG with roguelite elements. It's a pretty cool game. $20 might have been a little bit too expensive, but now down to $12. Much more palatable of a price point, and if you like my description, if you like what you see based on the gameplay, it's a game worth checking out. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to one of my personal favorite games of 2018. Tetris Effect is 25% off, so yes, not a deep discount, but this game was released pretty recently, so to get it for $30, I would say is quite good. This is a game that is absolutely enhanced by PlayStation VR as well, so if you do have PSVR, Tetris Effect really shines through that. If you do want to play with base controls, you can absolutely do that. You still get a great experience. The presentation is awesome, the particle effects are great, music is great, and you have your fundamental Tetris gameplay, but again, it's taken to the next level with PlayStation VR, and if you do have a PSVR headset, one of the best and defining experiences of that platform, and for $30, yes, that might sound steep for a Tetris game, but I would say it's really worth it. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, a ton of great deals available right now, from Red Dead Redemption 2 to Tetris Effect, a lot of options in what to pick up. Remember that all of the links to these games will be in the description box down below. Check them out for yourself. And that's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.